Family, if you've never been in an NFL locker room, allow us to welcome you into one. Relax into your seats. It's about to get real. Here, hold on. I got to cut the music. Deebo Samuel, all-pro wide receiver for the 49ers, and they wanted to trade him. Hey, we had to come into the locker room for this one, Shady, because this was crazy to me. Deebo Samuel, all-pro wide receiver, maybe the biggest gadget player, the heartbeat of the 49ers offense, and they wanted to trade him potentially. How should Deebo feel about that, big dog?
You know what? At first you should be mad, right? But then when you sit back and look at it, it's a business, bro.
Yes, it is.
It's bigger than me and you. I mean, let's think about it for a second, right? They traded me for Kiko Alonso.
That happened.
Right? Who I know you know who that was.
Yeah, I know who it is.
Okay. Peyton Manning. They released Peyton Manning, right?
That happened.
Peyton Manning got released.
Had to go.
Yo, A-Rod. They traded A-Rod? Not the 5 MVP. So I can do this all day. Joe Montana, don't make me see that. Listen.
Emmett Smith?
You see what I'm saying? Emmett Smith.
Brett Favre?
Yo, wait. Brett Favre. So at first, I should be mad. But how about this, though? Let's talk about this. The business part of it is if you did get traded, you know, the best thing about you get some more money.
True.
That's what I did.
But, Shady, here's the thing. If you mess around, you can't get caught. The Niners tried to trade him, didn't trade him, and then got caught trying to trade him.
Yeah.
You're a much wiser person, a much more grown, mature person now than you were when you and I played together 10 years back. You're obviously a lot more cerebral. You're like, yo, it's the business. It's the business. Yeah. But I remember when the Eagles traded you for Kiko Alonso.
Yeah.
You were mad about it.
Yeah.
Deebo Samuel is not the 34-year-old, 35-year-old, however old you might be, wise businessman, savant of a human being that you have now matured into. So how do you think Deebo feels like in the moment?
I mean, if you sit there and, complain about it, be mad about it, I mean, it might affect your game, right? Yeah. And you don't want that with your teammates. That's past you. That's in the past. But I will say this. If he does have a great year, which I think he will, right, you could pay him back in other ways, right, because they might want to re-sign you, right? And that number, whatever that number was going to be where you might be okay with, I'm not okay with it. Now I'm going to tax your butt because you try to trade me. So you can always get him back in a better way.
Yeah, I agree. He should be upset, right? I'm one of the better players on your football team, an all-pro player, probably the best playmaker with the ball in his hands in the National Football League. I'm kick return, sometimes I'm punt return, sometimes I'm running back, sometimes I'm outside receiver at the X, sometimes I'm in the slot playing the zebra. It don't matter. Sometimes I'm at the wing back. He is a playmaker, one of the best in the league. So you should feel some type of way. But I always remember, rest in peace, Ted Thompson. He said, nobody's untradeable. Nobody's untradeable. It really don't matter who you is.
Hold on.
Depends on the time. But nobody is untradeable. Right now, you can look at Patrick Mahomes and say he's never tradable.
Hold on.
No player is untradeable.
I need one. At the point in which Christian McCaffrey just got an extension.
Yeah.
How can Deebo, now, because CMC untradeable. The Niners traded for Christian McCaffrey from the Carolina Panthers. Then they just paid a running back. You don't pay running backs in the National Football League right now. They just paid a running back more money. How can Deebo Samuel not look at himself and feel some type of way, Jay? Because I'm hearing what you're saying, but I'm not believing what you're saying.
Well, first off, look at the years. We're saying Christian McCaffrey is untradeable right now because of the year he just had. You probably playing with this man, and you brag about him all the time, how cold he was. You probably thought he was untradeable.
That's very true.
Then all of a sudden,
very true.
Kiko, that happened. You know what I'm saying? We just talked about the Peyton Mannings, the Brett Favre, the Aaron Rodgers. That stuff happens. You know what I'm saying? So we're saying Christian McCaffrey right now is untradeable because he just was Offensive Player of the Year. He might come in this year, knock on wood, could get injured, not have a good year, whatnot. Deebo didn't have his best year. He wasn't dominant like that. So now, as an organization, what can we get for him?
I will say it gets awkward. Let me bring y'all into the real of the locker rooms. It gets awkward when a player finds out he was about to get traded and they didn't trade him. Shady, let me know if you remember this. It was 2013. We traded Nick Foles at the end of the season to get Sam Bradford. Marcus Mariota is coming out of college. Marcus Mariota won the Heisman at Oregon. He's about to come into the NFL. Our head coach at the time, Chip Kelly, was from Oregon. Chip Kelly acquired Sam Bradford, and now the draft is here.
Yeah.
We hear Fletcher Cox, Michael Kendricks, Brandon Boykin, Sam Bradford, all on the trade block for one man, Marcus Mariota. Now, the Titans, they didn't end up moving off the pit. So now we end up stuck with Sam Bradford. He didn't fit at all. But in the locker room, Fletcher Cox, Kendricks, Boykin, it was all like, dang, Chip, you was really about to get rid of us? And I'm thinking to myself, like, Coach, you was about to get rid of Fletch. Boykin just led the league in interceptions at the nickelback. Michael Kendricks is one of the most athletic linebackers in football. Fletcher Cox is about to have his jersey retired 10 years from now. It can get kind of funny in the locker room.
Nobody is untradeable.
But if you see how they worded it, though, the NFL is so crafty, though. They said, well, I mean, we took calls, right?
Yeah,
like, we didn't seek no trade. We got some calls. Yeah. We'll listen, right? That's how they play that game. So, I mean, it's funny, though, because, like, as you get older, you start learning that, yo, I used to think that the coaches knew everything. I knew the front office, they knew everything. Until you get to a certain age, like, yo, they don't know that much. They make mistakes. They don't.
Yeah,
And I want to get into that, but there's certain dudes they trade for that can't play. Dudes they drafted. Like Mariota was weak. He was real awful. He was god awful, but they thought he was good.
Yeah.
Everybody's good in college.
But you can't, on the real though, you cannot have feelings in this game. You can't.
That's true.
So you
But
can't.
you're asking people not to be human.
No,
bro.
I'm saying you can be mad about
Just
it,
pay me.
but like, you shouldn't really be having no animosity towards the 49ers. You are getting paid a lot of money. Okay, you was on the trade deadline. You know if they trade you, what's going to happen? You still going to be getting paid the same money.
After everything Deebo Samuel has done for the Niners, and what I mean by that is Deebo is the most physical player on an offensive physical player.
Yeah.
On an offense of Trent Williams, on an offense of Ayuk's, on an offense of McCaffrey's and Jennings and Kittle's and then use checks. Deebo is the most physical one. Puts his body on the line so much so that he be getting hurt just about every season. And y'all gonna trade me?
But not only that, he's putting his body on the line, too, to get that check he got, though, too, to get that contract he has. So for me, I'm just saying, okay, what up, Kyle Shanahan? You tried to trade me on the trade deadline. Hey, man, every 2 weeks, though, that thing, you know, like, it don't matter. You can't have no feelings.
That's good.
You know what? I'm not going to be on the bench. I'm going to be in this game. Who cares you tried to trade me,
That's
man?
Good. Shanahan said got team meeting 5, man. We got team meeting 5.
We're going to ask him about it in there, too. What's up, man?
I bet you
Why
won't
you
do
trying
it.
to trade Deebo?
I bet you won't answer.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.